Serge Gnabry has been given a Path to Glory item and it's looking pretty good, so we're going to give it a go in this video. If you want to improve your ultimate team and need some coins to do so, you should check out my sponsor IG Vault. There's a link to do so in the description, and if you use the code Kieran, you'll get yourself a nice little discount off your order. I am a big fan of this hyperlink to my FUT birthday Sana. It's just a shame that I didn't get Team this season Goretzka in any of my red picks. Anyway, this is Gnabry's item. 4-star, very good to see, and a couple of traits as well. None of them particularly fantastic though. Injury prone is a bit of a negative trait as well. Anyway, what do we have with this guy? Well, we've got elite acceleration, which is fantastic, but that sprint speed is lacking. That's a big pace split, 15. So we're going to go with a pace heavy chem style on him just to get that sprint speed up, because otherwise he's going to be one of these players who's quick on the 10 but ultimately gets caught up rather quickly, which is what we want to avoid. So yeah, we'll go with a pace heavy chem style. Shooting looks very nice though, really good finisher of 95, very good shot power of 96, and nice long shots of 91, so hopefully in front of goal he is pretty good. He's got 88 composure, which is good but not particularly fantastic this stage of the game, but hopefully doesn't affect him too much. In regards to his passing, very good crossing, nice short passing, and decent long passing, so hopefully does distribute really well. And then we come on to the dribbling department, which is probably looking like the best area of this card. Very good agility, elite balance, nice in-game dribbling rating, and decent reaction. So on the ball, I am expecting good things from this Gnabry item. And then finally, physically, just good stats. I wouldn't say any of them are particularly great. It's obviously nice that his strength and aggression isn't particularly low, but it's also not particularly high, and at this stage of the game they're probably pretty average. Stamina, probably a bit more of the same. 89 stamina is good, but it's not great for this stage, especially when it's going to be a winger that we're going to be running with a lot, so definitely would want some improvement in them areas. Now for a chem style, I have already alluded to the fact that we are going to go with something pace heavy, but just to see the in-game ratings, I am going to flick through a few of them. But as I say, for me, you've just got to go with Hunter or Catalyst, because that pace split is just, it's not great. So your options literally are Hunter, Shadow or Catalyst to give him that plus 10 in sprint speed, because the plus 5, it's still a big split and you're going to find that a bit annoying in game. So yeah, we're going to go with Hunter. Big test incoming in this game, plenty of blues on show. There's a chance as Van Aanholt goes long. Gnabry in pursuit, can he get there ahead of Trippier? Not as quick as I maybe thought he would be. Nice defensive work there from Gnabry. Maybe not the clips we wanted, but the clips we needed on that occasion. Okay, here's a chance. Gnabry with a lot of space to run into. I'm going to go for that back post cross, which is actually going to come to Jota, and maybe should have done a bit better. So we're 2-0 up at the break, and I've got to be honest, Gnabry has not had a good first 45. So what we're going to do for the second half is we're going to put him at cam, and we're going to bring someone else on at the wings, and I really don't have many wide options on the bench, to be honest, not brilliant ones anyway, so let's give the Atta a go. But yeah, we'll go central with Gnabry for the remainder of this match. Chance on the counter now, if we can release the ball we can. Gnabry is in behind Hermoso here, gonna have to cut back, get the finesse away. We've done that, but sadly there's not enough whip on the finesse. Maybe could have took an extra touch there. Pass into Sane. Gnabry found some space in the box. Gnabry gets it across the box. Here's a chance for Bruno, who sadly does not convert. Well, full time, unfortunately, we are going to extras. Gnabry trying to find some space for him to shoot. Eventually he does and scores. And it's a great goal in the end as well. Chance possibly to break now as Gnabry gets the ball into Bruno Fernandes. Ball comes back to Gnabry. Can he get through a gap? Oh, he's nicked it off his man. Hits the finesse and scores. And that surely wins us the tie. There's Gnabry. In some space, Gnabry, what's he going to do? He's going to put it on the inside, and Sane tucks another one into the back of the net. And now surely the game's over. So the game's just ended, and we won 5-3 in extras, and what a game that was. And I've got to be honest, in the 90 minutes, Gnabry wasn't great at all. Like, very much average. But in them final 30 minutes where he was exhausted, he's come up with the goods. So, yeah, pleased with his performance in the end. But as I say, the first 90, not all that impressed. But, yeah, really showed up for his next return, which is what counts, I guess. We go again, and this time we've come up against a guy who has some pretty insane reds. So he's either a super lucky gold free player, or is a pretty highly ranking champs player, which is has me a bit worried. There's a rare chance for Gnabry to bring it forward. I've got to tell you, his pace does not feel great to me in the slightest. Sane links up with Gnabry here. Here's a chance for him to deliver it into the box, but sadly straight into the hands of Edwin van der Sar, who gets headbutted by Gundogan. Been another struggle for Gnabry, unfortunately. We're going to put him at cam again, and hopefully he can do a good job in that role. We're going to do things a bit differently in this game, though, because we're going to bring Paulinho on in midfield and put Bruno out wide. Nice. Good bit of link up here. Go on, Gnabry. He's nabbed it. Got a chance to score as well, and sadly Van der Sar saves. Wow. We score off it eventually, though. I just didn't think it was going to go in the end. Thought it was just going to be ping pong. Nice. Gnabry's nabbed it again, but it's been nabbed off him soon after. Nice. Interesting. Oh, okay. I just couldn't gamble on chipping the keeper there. Ball's into the box there. Sane doesn't score. Does he on the next attempt? No. Chances are coming. Oh, he didn't mean to do that. He's gone to make a pass with a defender, and it's gone to the keeper. Gnabry's somehow celebrating that. That's definitely not yours, pal, but... wow. Sane, Gnabry link up. Here's a chance for the German to get in behind. Ruben Dias in pursuit. Ball comes across the box, sadly. Didn't get enough on the pass. Wow. What a win that was. My opponent was good, and I mean good. So, full time's come around, and Gnabry's had an okay game once more. I won't lie, I'm not really getting on with this card. Like, it's just not doing it for me. And I think I'll sum that up a bit more in the summary. There is like a couple of obvious reasons why. I don't necessarily think it's a bad card, but yeah, it's not a brilliant one by any means. But yeah, not a bad effort. Like, what's funny is he actually makes like defensive efforts quite well, but it's his attack where he's actually let down. Right then, let's talk a bit more in depth about this Gnabry item. What are my thoughts on this card? I certainly think it's usable, and I think it's, you know, a pretty decent item, but I just don't think it's a great card. For me, I just don't feel like he performed as well as some of the stats suggest, and we'll come on to certain ones in particular as we get into things. But yeah, I'm a bit gutted, to be honest, because most of you will know I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm also a big fan of Gnabry in general. He literally is one of the, you know, ones that got away, and I wanted to like this card. I really, really did, but ultimately it did frustrate me. It frustrated me quite a bit, and it's annoying because to wear glimpses of, like, you know, a really, really good card, but for like the other like 60-70% of the time, it was, you know, a bit of a struggle. So I have to mention that. I will say, I feel like in the right hand, someone who's a pretty good dribbler, maybe they'll get more out of this item than I did. But ultimately, I'm just giving my review, my opinion on this card, and here it is. So straight up, I can't like recommend picking him up at that price. I think 500k is a bit much. Obviously Germany will get some upgrades, so this card will get better, and hopefully it does get some good boosts in the right areas to make it a good card. But as it is right now, I don't think it's a terrific wing option. For instance, in comparison to that Foot Birthday Royce, I am picking that Royce 100 times out of 100. I just think it's a much better card in game than this Gnabry, despite what the stats say. Anyway, let's get into things, shall we? We're first going to discuss the pace, and it's one of the issues that I had with this card. Ultimately, that pace split did affect him in game, I felt. Even with the Hunter Chem style, I didn't feel this Gnabry was that quick, which I can't explain it. And you'll see it in the footage. He just seemed to lack that breakaway edge that some wingers have, and that was really, really surprising to me because, as I say, with 99 acceleration and a pretty good sprint speed rating after the Hunter Chem style, I expected him to feel very, very quick, and unfortunately that was just not the case. It really, really wasn't. The initial burst of pace was nice at the start, but as soon as he got into his stride, it was gone, and defenders were catching him very easily, so that was very, very annoying. In regards to his shooting, for the most part, I don't really have too many complaints. When he's in space, certainly can score goals. From outside the box, didn't think he was too effective, but from inside, pretty damn good, especially if you catch a finesse in the right place. Sorry. Now let's go on to his positioning. Now, when you get this guy run making, excellent. He will make a really, really good lethal run. But he's one of them that I just felt I had to force to get involved sometimes, which was a bit frustrating. So that is another thing that I wasn't too keen on this card. Ultimately, this is the issue. This card doesn't have, like, you know, a standout negative, but it also doesn't have anything that it stand out brilliant at, in my opinion. I like the passing for most part. I thought his crossing was very good, short passing and link-up play was good, and he also put through some good through balls, so no issues there. 4-star, he can go off either foot as well for the most part, which is obviously very nice. I've already touched on the dribbling. I do think that's brilliant. I have zero complaints there. And then finally the physicals, which, like I touched on at the start, they're just pretty average for this stage of the game. We'll just get dominated by centre-backs. Might battle a little bit against a full-back if they're not a top-tier one, but for the most part, the stronger defenders at this point are just going to knock this guy off the ball. So, ultimately, the verdict is it's a usable card, of course, but I just don't think it's anywhere near as good as some of the in-game stats suggest, unfortunately. And like I said, I'm gutted about that because I wanted to like this card, but ultimately it frustrated me quite a bit. And I think as things stand, there are better Bundesliga wingers available in the game. But obviously, I'm going to say it in every Path to Glory review. I know it might get boring. There is a chance this card will get upgraded, and I imagine Germany's will do quite well in the Euros, so I'm going to imagine Gnabry will get upgraded, and at that point, maybe he'll be better. But as this card is right now, I'm not a big fan of it, and I think 500k is just way too much for this item right now. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the 93 rated Path to Glory Gnabry. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating on it. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on the item if you've tried it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one.